All right, I'm gone live again. Let's see if I can get the comments working here this time. I did a video earlier and the comments weren't working. Everybody was commenting and I couldn't see one. Oh, yeah, I was talking about social anxiety, and there we go. I see Jennifer's comment. Hopefully it keeps going. I can see everybody's comments. But yeah, social anxiety. What was I talking about? Before I went overseas, I remember growing up in Cornbrook, Newfoundland, and like I would go to the club called Studio, and I remember being at Studio and love being there, love being in the crowd, love seeing everybody. Didn't mind getting up and dancing and acting a fool. There used to be a cage there. Sometimes I'd even climb this stupid cage thing. I get in trouble sometimes. But anyway, right? I didn't mind doing all that stuff. And now I can't even go to the damn store to buy milk. Right? Without it being an effort, without me having to sit down and I think about my entire trip there and like how many people have ever gone to the store, and I know I've done this, drive to the store, and as I'm driving around the parking lot, I start counting vehicles and see, you know what, there's too many vehicles in the parking lot, so that means there's probably too many people inside, and I don't want to do it. Yeah, and I don't know, maybe sometimes it's not about the amount of people in the store. It's the hardest part for me is waiting in the lineup at the till. I don't know if it's because I'm standing right next to somebody or what it is. I'm very impatient. If I see a lineup, I'll just, yeah, whatever. I mean, I remember when I was posted in Edmonton, there were times I would leave the base and for lunch, and I wanted to go to get something to eat, and I would go like I used to always go to this grocery store because they had a butcher there who was making sandwiches because it was close to the base, and we always go there to get cheap sandwiches. And I would go there, and I remember driving in there, and there'd be too many people in the parking lot, and I go, fuck that, and I would leave and go to another supermarket and go inside, or first look at the parking lot and say, okay, there's not too many cars. Yeah, I can go inside. Go inside and see too many people in the lineup and leave, and then end up saying, all right, screw it, I'm going to get fast food. Go to get fast food. Too many people in the drive-thru. Go to another spot. Too many people. Now I'm out of time, so I just go back to the base. Now I go back to the base, hungry. Now I'm just, and Jamie hungry is not going to be fun to be around for anybody at the base, right? Let's see if I can see some of these comments now. Jennifer, you threw up at the mall. Yeah, I can relate to that. I can relate to that big time, man. I don't know what it is. Well, I do know what it is. There's so many people at the mall, right? How many people do their Christmas shopping super early so they don't have to go to the mall? Or you just do your shopping online because you don't want to go out and buy it. You know what I mean? I've been there. I do that all the time. Sheldon does, Sheldon does all the shopping. Hey, Felicia, yeah. Vanessa, my wife, does most of the shopping, especially groceries. I'll just make do with whatever's in the house, but she'll keep us going with the groceries. Heather says people stand too close. I know. How many times you be at the supermarket standing and people got it like they're right here. Hello, how you doing? Did you know there was a sale on the bread today? I don't care about the bread, lady. Just get out of my space. I don't know, man. Yeah. Close talkers, right? Yeah, Jennifer, everyone's staring. Everyone is just staring at you the same. Yeah. That's what it feels like. Everyone's just staring at you for some reason. And I don't know why or what it is, man. Like how about if you go to the store for some reason you gotta get dressed up. Like to go to the store in sweats. How hard would that be for some people? I know for me for a long time, going to the store in sweats was hard, right? I know some people who have to get a full shower, do up their hair, done to the nines, just to go drop off mail, right? I mean, to be in public, they, because they feel like people are looking at them all the time, judging them, right? When do I go out and carry? Yeah, Heather, I hear you. Shopping online. I do a lot of my shopping on eBay, stuff like that, right? I got Christmas gifts I already bought. I don't know where to bought them online and stuff because no way, man. Shopping at the mall at Christmas. No way, man. No chance. What about phone calls? How many of you would be able to answer the phone if you didn't have caller ID? For me, it's harder to answer the phone than it is to answer the door. If that makes sense to anybody. I don't know what it is about a telephone that terrifies me. I can't deal with phone. I can look and talk to anybody face to face for a certain amount of time. Mind you, it wears me down. I know for me, like, if Vanessa came to me and said, we got to do this, and this, these are all the jobs that we got to do today, I'm like, whoa. Maximum for me is 3. We're going to the mall. We got to stop off the dry cleaners, and we got to pick up the kids. And we got to go, we got to go into the school. Whatever you can think of. All right, 3 activities where I'm in the public is about all I can handle. I don't know. It's like I'm on a timer. Okay, let's go. We got 1 hour of me being out in public and being around strangers, and then I'm done. I'm wore out. And man, I come home and I just want to chill out and watch TV. I don't want to go to sleep or nothing like that, but I just feel so worn down. I host PTSD Buddy meetings, I know, and that can be hard. When I first started doing the meetings, oh man, it was hard because I'm going to a strange place to host a meeting with a bunch of strangers, so it was difficult, man. Let me tell you. Right, it's easier now because we got a lot of regulars, so it gets easier, right? But then you got people who are first comers to our meetings. It can be really hard going into a brand new building and sitting down talking to people you don't know. Where are other spots? Oh, how about going to an appointment and sitting in the waiting room? I hate sitting in the waiting room with a bunch of people I don't know. Oh, that reminds me of another one. Fucking airports, man. I got no time for airports. I hate flying. I'm not scared of flying and crashing. Okay, well, yeah, that's scary too. All right, now that I say it out loud, it's crashing and shit, scary. All right, but like the lineups, I fucking hate lineups and hate traffic and I hate. Well, Jesus, this is everything crowded. Everything that they got to do with around people. Let me read a comment, for fuck's sakes, I'm babbling. I talk with PTSD buddies better than anyone else. That's true, I do too. I don't do these live broadcasts and talk stuff on my Facebook account. I haven't even done it on my PTSD buddies founder. I only do it in the group. Why? Because it's easier to talk to you people. It is. Because y'all understand, and I know why. I'm gonna get talk a little bit, but I know why, Mitch. And the reason why it's easier to talk to people like this is, if you're a cop, it's easier to tell your story to another cop. If you're a dentist, it's easier to tell a story to another dentist. A nurse to a nurse, a cook to a cook, a mom to a mom. Right? It's just easier. So for me to tell a story, it's easier to tell someone who I can relate to. And who do I relate to best? Members of PTSD Buddies. It's just easier to tell the story, like you don't have to describe every little detail. You can just say, man, today I felt like not doing anything. And a PTSD buddy can just say, fuck yeah, I've been there. But your other friend will say, oh, why not? Oh, what happened? Tell me what happened. Oh, you shouldn't feel like that. Don't feel like that. Have a beer. Have a smoke. Have a hug. My hug? Get the fuck out of here. I just don't feel like doing anything. Right? They don't understand what PTSD buddies do. Jennifer, you'd like to start hosting groups in Cornerbrook? Jennifer, the moderator, Stacy, look her up. She's in Cornerbrook. Look in the Newfoundland group. She's the other. She's the moderator in Newfoundland group. She has hosted meetings in Cornerbrook, and I'm sure she would love to help. So you and Stacy should hook up. Send her a message. She's a moderator, so you're allowed to send her a message. And I don't know why, Jennifer. I was looking at your picture down there when I was talking to you. Send Stacy a message because you can send the moderators a message without permission, and hook up with her. And I'm sure she'd love your help with setting up a Cornerbrook meeting. And when you guys, when you girls do, let me know. Create an event in the Newfoundland group of when you're having your event, and I'll do my best to come out and join you. Alicia, you left your appointment today? You're sitting for way too long and didn't even see the doc. Yep, bam. I've done that, man. I've done that. Just sitting there, blood boiling, because I'm waiting so long. I think, oh, jeez, you're my freaking elbow cracked the time. I think that's why my wife a lot of times goes with me to my appointments to make sure I actually go to my appointment and stays there. Yeah. Yeah. How many times you been at that appointment and that baby won't stop crying? Or you got that one kid who just keeps. I remember being at the office one time and there was just one kid who just kept hitting this drum over and over again. And just like it gets annoying. I get so frustrated with stuff. But that's it. Yay, PTSD. I don't know what else I can talk about social anxiety. How do you beat it? Well, I said earlier that I went overseas, and I come back from overseas, and I was changed, man. I went from the guy who loved to have parties to I love to be out to the bar. I love to dance at the bar. Me and Jennifer used to tear up. Hey, Jennifer, used to tear it up at the studio, me and you. But I went from that to hiding in my basement. If you read my second book, I hid in my basement for like 2 weeks. I didn't go outside. I hid in my basement. I had the doors locked. I locked myself from the world. Like I wouldn't even imagine sitting in the darkness at 3 o'clock in the morning with no lights on, and I'm terrified. Sitting in darkness, just sweating. Because I'm terrified someone's going to come to the door. And people used to come to the door and knock on the door, and I would sneak up, peek out the little eye thing, and see people. I couldn't answer the door. I couldn't answer the door because I couldn't face them. I knew I wasn't the same person. I knew I had changed. And do you know what it's like when people expect you to be a certain way? And you really try to be that person. I told you before, guys, I was known, I used to be known as a funny guy and making people laugh. And I still am in a lot of ways, right? I still am. But I felt like every time I went out, I had to be that person. I had to be the person I thought they wanted me to be, which was the funny guy. It's so hard to be the funny guy when you're depressed. It's so hard to be the funny guy when you're so angry all the time. I didn't want to be around people because I was frightened I was going to snap at people like I've snapped at other people. So you hide away. You try to be somebody. I said it before. When you have PTSD, you wear a mask, man. You try to be someone. Try to be what you think everyone wants you to be. It tore me apart when Robin Williams left because, you know, I never knew he suffered with depression. And it bugged me because he was like the funniest person in the world, man. Funniest person in the world suffers with depression. And I read something he wrote, and don't quote it, but it went something along the lines where the funniest people in the world are the saddest people in the world. And the reason why they're the funniest is because they want to make the world laugh. Because they know how that sad person is feeling. So, no. Maybe that's why I try my best to make people laugh. I've done my speeches all around Canada about my PTSD, and every time I do it, people tell me I should be a stand-up comedian. But that's me. Maybe I hide my pain in my jokes. I don't know. But I do get a lot of pleasure out of making people laugh. But yeah, I know there's people watching this video right now, and you'd probably feel the same way I do. There's times when, you know, you got to be that smiling guy when inside, you know, you're hurting. I have an actor friend of mine. He's in LA right now doing a TV show. His name is Enrico. I told you guys about him before. And he told me a story one time that really hit home. He said, Jamie, because he knows all about PTSD. He's actually the face of the Tim McCann Memorial Trust in Toronto that helps people with PTSD. But he told me a story one time about, you know, there are times, he said, Jamie, when I'm like you. I don't feel like talking. I feel like being alone, you know, to myself and chilling out. But when you're known to people, you can't ever be like that. You always got to be, you know, the mystery smiley face, right? And I don't know, it always rang a bell with me because there's been so many times where I felt like hiding from the world, but you're in that position where you can't. You still got to go out. You still got to, you know, go to work or do what you got to do, right? If you're a parent, how do you look at your kids and say, listen, dad or mom can't be around you today. We're depressed, right? You can't. You got to put on that face. And it's hard to talk to anybody besides a PTSD buddy. At least this is for me anyway. It's hard to talk to anyone besides a PTSD buddy because, you know, it's so hard to explain to somebody. I'm tired of hearing, well, I'll be honest with you, since I've came out about my PTSD and wrote books and everything, I don't hear it as often as I used to. But when I first started dealing with PTSD, I was so tired of hearing, oh, what happened? Oh, don't feel like that. Oh, it'll be okay. Just shut up, man. Sometimes you just want to hear, you just want someone to listen and not tell you it's going to be okay. Just listen. But you do. You understand. Members do. I think they do. No, I know they do. But you can learn to deal with it. I was the guy who hid in the basement. Now I'm a guy who stands on stage. I stand on stage and do my stories and tell my PTSD story. I did it in PEI not too long ago, right? My wife gets on stage now and she shares her PTSD story and talks about what it's like living with my fucking arse. But you know what? It is easier to step on stage than it is to step in the mall. I would rather step on a stage in front of 1 million people, 10 million people, than going to the mall. Yeah, I would. I've told this story before. I'm going to tell it again in case someone's watching this who never heard it. My son, Cody, when he was 6 years old, I think it was, we went to a mall. Now, my son, at that age, knew about PTSD, but what he knew of PTSD is he knew certain things bothered Dad, and there are certain coping mechanisms, coping skills that Dad can use where he, excuse me, when he gets triggered, he can calm down again. And my son knew these coping skills and would help me all the time with them. So we were in the mall, and you know, you're walking through the mall, everyone's looking at you like you feel right. And as I'm walking through the mall, I guess he notices that I'm triggered or I'm freaking out a little bit. And I remember walking, I feel him grab my finger. I look down at the little guy, and he says, "Dad, I have to go to the washroom. Can you take me to the washroom?" And now I'm just focused on him. I don't even know anyone's in the room or in the mall anymore. I'm just focused on my son because he needs my help. And he leads me to the bathroom. When we get in the bathroom, he brings me into the stall, and he closes the stall by himself and locks it. And he says, "Dad, I think you're triggered. Do you want to go and do some breathing exercises with me?" And my son, who was 7 years old, right, he was like, I really learned right then that he was a big help, right? He helped me deal with social anxiety, 7 years old. I think that's going to be another subject for another day, is I'm going to talk about how to talk to your kids about your post-traumatic stress disorder. That's a question I get asked a lot, is how do you talk to your kids? And I will definitely do that next time. Yeah, it makes me cry too, Rhonda, man. God love Cody. All right, God love both of my kids, man. If it wasn't for my family, I wouldn't be here. They really give me purpose. They do. So do all you. I get messages every now and then from people who say, thanks for PTSD buddies, but fuck that. Thank all of you. Thanks to every member, because helping people is really makes me feel good. And that's another thing people tell me is PTSD Buddies is allowing them to help other people, right? And that really helps. I know, Craig, I know I got some dirt on my lip. This is not called trying to grow a goatee. This is just called I don't care to shave no more. That's why I got all this hair, because I just don't care anymore. Just letting it go. And I don't know how to comb it. I haven't had enough hair to comb in so long. I almost got this Ace Ventura thing going on, hey? It's either Ace Ventura or was it Astro Boy? Yeah. I was just going to ask you to speak about it. All right, I'm gonna talk about talking to your kids another day. But what I will tell you is, your kids can be a big help when it comes to post-traumatic stress disorder. Your post-traumatic stress disorder. You think it's best not to tell them. You're trying your best, and it's hard to know what to tell them. Talk to them about PTSD. Explain to them about your PTSD, not PTSD in general. Your PTSD. I went to Cody and Avery. I said, "Dad has post-traumatic stress disorder. And what that means is he's been through some tragedy in his life, and it's changed him emotionally a little bit. So there's going to be times when Dad is going to get mad for no reason. He's going to get sad for no reason. He's going to have good days and bad. But he wants you to know it is not your fault." That's a big one right there. It is not your fault. It is something Dad deals with. Okay? Then you tell him about triggers. Dad doesn't like to watch Army movies. Dad doesn't like to drive in traffic. Mommy is going to drive in traffic. Daddy gets nervous in public places where there's a lot of people he doesn't know, right? I was ready. I made notes. I prepared so I didn't miss a thing. I went through all my triggers with them. My son knows all my triggers. He knows them fucking better than I do. I swear to God, he's coming up with new ones. Daddy, Toronto Maple Leafs is a trigger for you. Ooh, yeah, they are. Right? But anyway, once my kids knew about my triggers, they said, Dad, how do I help? Well, Dad does a breathing exercise. Let me show you what he does. My kids learned it. And they fucking have done it with me. What else calms you down, Dad? Sometimes when I hold a piece of ice in my hand, it helps. I've seen times when I'm watching my Leafs games and my son has walked in and goes, here's a piece of ice, Dad, you better put it in your hand. Right? He knows how to calm me down. He knows what triggers me. Fuck, he's like, the kids are like, what's the word? What do they call it? Safety dog? No, service dog. I hate to call my kids dogs, but they're awesome. So yeah, I think you should definitely talk to your kids. But yeah, that's something we're going to talk about another day. Hey, Danielle, you liked it in PEI? Danielle, I loved PEI. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've never been to PEI Canada, you have to go. It is one of the best places I've ever been. I've been in so many places around the world, and I think PEI is definitely one place I would love to live. The people were so friendly. It's so laid back, and I loved every minute. I wish I had more time there. My son has a webpage. My son, Avery, is actually the moderator for PTSD Buddies Junior. He runs that, and he's doing a great job. He's actually come to meetings with us too. But webpage? No, I don't know about a webpage. Yeah, fuck shaving. Hey, Mitch. I've never had facial hair before. Like I don't know. I grow a couple over here and there, but I don't know. I look like a grizzly bear on. Yeah, I look like a grizzly bear with cancer, I think, on chemo training because I got blotchy. Education gives you and everyone around you the power of understanding. You know what? Since explaining my PTSD to my kids has done one very important thing. It has allowed me to take off my PTSD mask at home. We've talked about wearing a mask as a person with PTSD, trying to be someone you don't want to be or you're not feeling up to being. When your friends and your family, your people who are close to you, understand your PTSD, then you don't have to explain when you leave the room. Or you need to take some time to yourself in your bedroom. Or you have to step away. Some people use medication. You have to step away and smoke a joint with your cannabis or whatever. Whatever it is, you know. It's one thing when they don't understand and they question, well, why is he leaving? Right? But when they understand, they know what you're going through. It made it easier for me. It made my house a safe house. I went from having to hide away in my basement to, you know, I could talk it out. Man, I've even talked it out with my kids sometimes. And another thing is, I'm going to tie both topics together. In talking to Avery about my PTSD, and Avery is 16, I've come to learn that he has social anxiety. I talked to him about social anxiety because Avery's like, Dad, what's some of your symptoms? I said, well, I deal with social anxiety. And what's that? And when I explained to him what social anxiety was, he was like, I have that. And it made sense to me because my son is, he likes his room, right? He likes his video games. He likes his bedroom. And he has a girlfriend and everything. And she's pretty good. She gets him out going and out doing things, right? But you can see it. Now that we've talked and we've both discussed our social anxiety, and I've shown him tips that I've used and you know, we've grown together as father and son. You know, we've learned something about each other. And knowing that I helped him with his social anxiety, well, you can't put a price on it, right? You got a father with 2 kids. One son is dealing with social anxiety, so is the father, and they're helping each other with their social anxiety. Cody does not have social anxiety. Cody is who I was fucking 20 years ago. Cody would come out right now and stand in front of his camera and sing you guys a song if he was in the mood. That's Cody. And that's who I was before PTSD entered my life. Social anxiety. It's a pain in the ass. But like I said, you can learn to deal with it. You can grow because of it. All right? Don't ever give up trying. Every day, every second day, every third day, you got to get out. Even if it's going out to the end of your driveway and coming back, you got to get out. You got to do at least something to get outside. Sunlight is vitamin D. It'll help your mood for one. Fresh air will help you sleep, getting into fresh air, right? It'll also better your mood. And the more you stay confined in your little safe zone, the harder it's going to be to go out. So each day, I'm asking you to go out and take a camera with you and get a little video, and then put it on PTSD Buddies' wall. I love those. I miss people's videos. Go and get a little video of fucking ducks floating in a pond or something, or I don't know, kids riding bike. Who cares? Just go out and have some fun. Take a friend with you if it's hard. And don't think I'm no fucking hero. I don't want to go for no walk unless I got my dog or I got my wife or somebody walking with me, right? It's no fun walking alone. Well, I guess some people like it. I shouldn't say that. Got your music and your MP3s going. But yeah, you got to keep getting out. You got to push yourself. You don't like going in public places. Go to somewhere where there's a few people. You like going out and get your coffee in the morning? Don't go through the drive-thru. Force yourself to go inside and get your coffee. Do something like that. Go out to a movie. Don't go and, stream your movie. Go out and watch a movie at the theater sometime. Bring a friend, Have your friend with you, right? But get out. You got to push yourself a little bit. The more you push yourself, the easier it'll get. My wife pushes me every fucking day to get out and do stuff. And she gets me out. Like I said, I was locked in the basement for 2 weeks because I couldn't go outside, couldn't face the world. Now I get on stage and tell my story. If I can do it, you can do it. Trust me. All right? Well, I'm going to take off. I did a 30-minute chat. I hope you enjoyed it because I sure did. And we'll try to do more, okay? Have a good night. And I'm going to stick this video on the YouTube channel. But if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to leave a comment, I would love it. I will definitely reply to your comment, right? But if you got any tips on PTSD or social anxiety, please leave a comment below. Please like and share all our videos and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Cheers, everybody. Fucking love you.